quiet.
Welcome to the Powertrip podcast live. You're now tuning in to our Thursday evening chat with your host
Charmaine.
and Saquon.
Welcome back, everyone.
Welcome.
To all our new guests, welcome. Thank you for joining us. And for all our returning guests, we are glad to have you guys back in full effect. Before we get into the topic for today, if you are unfamiliar, every Thursday evening we get together to discuss controversial topics surrounding family, community, and relationships. And we have three main goals. Our first goal is to strengthen communication skills within our community. Our second goal is to expand our perspective so that we can all gain a greater understanding. And our third and most important goal is to build exceptional families that will continue to uplift the world around us.
Yes.
So with that being said, hello. We hope you guys all had a wonderful Thanksgiving. We hope you guys all had a wonderful Thanksgiving. Hey, doll.
Hey, Margie.
And how's everyone's night going? Let me share this really quick. Okay. And how was everyone's Thanksgiving? Let us know.
Yes. How was Thanksgiving? We had a whole bunch of food here.
Yeah, we cooked. It was eventful. Not really for us, but for those around us.
Yeah.
But everyone is good and healthy, so we're grateful for that.
Right.
Well, while you guys type that in the chat, let's see, any updates since last time we talked to them? I don't think so. Hey, cuz.
Hey, what's up?
All right, so we are going to get into today's topic. Hey, boobies.
What's up, Janae?
So today's topic is I don't like my friend's partner. And a lot of topics that we talk about are either things that we've seen that kind of sparked our interest, or situations that we have heard of or know of or been in ourselves. So this situation, write in the comments, who has ever not liked one of their friends' significant others? I definitely have not liked one of my friends' significant others before.
I have. I've been in that situation before.
Yes, let us know if you guys have been in a situation where you did not like your friend's significant other. Excuse me.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
And typically, if I don't like them, they really don't last. And not because of me, but I just can sense the bad energy of that person. Okay. Well, while you guys all type, please type in below just yay or nay. You don't have to type a whole paragraph. But yeah, so to me, okay, so first question. When you do not like your friend's partner, do you feel like you should tell them?
I think you should. Maybe not right away, but you should.
Why not right away?
Because in the beginning, right, I feel like first you don't know them as well as your friend may, you know? So you can't really just jump on it like that.
Okay.
In my opinion, you don't really know like that. So you gotta kind of let it fill out, watch it play out. And the other side too is you do need to gauge how happy they are.
Right. So I guess I'll say that that's a good answer. I think it also depends on what's making you not like the friend. So if there was an actual situation or an example, like not just saying, "Oh, well, their energy's off," then it's kind of like, okay. If it's just like something about them that you don't like, I feel like maybe you should wait and kind of either give them a chance, get to know them, and just kind of see how things progress. But if there's actual situations or experiences that have happened that caused you to either not like them or just not think that they're a good fit for your friend, I do feel like you should speak up in the beginning. But I don't think you have to say, you know, I don't like them, so you need to stop dating them. But you could just voice your concern on, just saying what you feel is like either a red flag or what you don't like about this person.
Right.
Mommy says, yes, she has had that experience where she didn't like her friend's significant other, and her friend turned on her like a snake because she came to her rescue. She clung to him. He was her husband, and I was in the wedding, shaking my head. And so that's another example because if you were in the wedding, at one point did you like him and then something changed for you not to like him?
Good question.
Because that happens a lot too, and that's why like how you said not necessarily saying it right away is sometimes appropriate because when someone is on cloud nine or just starts a new relationship in the honeymoon phase, sometimes they're blinded and they don't see the red flags that a person can be, showing them.
Right.
And so if you do speak up, they can turn on you and stick to their significant other because that person, they're in a relationship. And then if they go and tell that person and that person tries to turn them against you because you're trying to get rid of them, then you could potentially lose a friend over that.
Right.
But yeah, so I'll let mommy type. Go ahead. You were gonna say something? But yeah. So what? Okay. Oh, she said we were cool, but he had a substance abuse problem. Oh, okay. Yeah. So what would you do if? Okay, so let's do a scenario, guys. What would you guys do if you noticed your friend's significant other was controlling and not, I don't want to say like you don't know if they're physically abusive, but you can just tell that there's something off about them. So for example, if you're around your friend and his or her significant other is saying things like, um, why didn't you make my plate first before you made your own plate? Or saying things like, you know, don't talk while I'm talking, or just saying things that kind of show you the red flags. Would you say something in front of both of them? Like, would you address the situation in front of the significant other as well, or would you wait to just talk to your friend privately?
You asking me 1st.
Mm-hmm.
So it depends on me and my friend's relationship.
Mm-hmm.
If this is like a friend that I feel like I'm really really close to, right? That I've known for like a long time, like if it was a childhood friend, like my best friend,
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna say something probably right there,
Mm-hmm.
like just out in the open. Just that's gonna be my reaction to what you just did.
Mm-hmm.
You understand what I'm saying? So I would say something then. I would say something to both of them actually separately if I could too.
Mm-hmm.
If I had ever had a chance to talk to him, I would speak to him. I'll probably try to speak to him right, like pull him to the side or something. Then
Oh.
if I feel like it went, if I really feel like it went that far.
Okay. So let's switch it from not just your friend's significant other, just in general. If you saw someone, you're gonna say something?
I was just gonna say, and I probably wouldn't say nothing about the plate thing.
Oh. Just in general, if you saw someone disrespect somebody else, just in public in general, do you feel like you would intervene or just kind of walk away? And what would you guys do? I would intervene.
Um, I'm the type to watch to see how far it's gonna go.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna like stand right there, but I probably like if I seen it from a distance, I'm gonna just watch to see how far this is gonna go. I'm not. I don't look. I don't. I'm not everybody's Superman, and I'm not. You know what I'm saying? So like, I'm not gonna step in the middle of everything. But if I feel like it's like, like somebody that really can't defend themselves, I don't think I could sit there and watch that happen.
Yeah.
Or allow that.
Yeah. For me personally, I remember one example. I was in the mall, and it was this guy and girl, and it was like he was just grabbing on her and like pulling her, and like she was saying stuff to him. So I was watching, and then I approached her. I'm like, "Are you good, girl?" And she's like, "Yeah, we're just playing." And I was like, oh, "Okay," because I was about to have my man beat him up.
I was there.
You were there. You didn't see it at first. I think it was you and Derek, and you guys ended up coming um, a little bit afterwards, and I ended up seeing them again. But yeah, like for me, it's just certain things bother me, and I feel like a lot of people have like a none of my business type of mindset, or like they just don't want to be involved, which I understand because some people do get involved and end up getting injured or something themselves.
Right.
So I understand why people could be skeptical. But I just don't like seeing when people treat other people wrong.
Yeah. I don't like seeing people get like super bullied. Like now, if it's like I don't know, if it seemed like something like I feel like I don't really know the situation all the way. I'm more reluctant to kind of get into that.
Yeah. Alrighty. So that was just a little bit on, not liking your friend's boyfriend or girlfriend. Because a lot of people aren't really commenting too much today, so it's okay. But now I want to kind of transition into how do you feel about when your friend gets into a relationship and then starts switching up on you? Like going ghost or, not being around. Like you see those funny memes where people will will say like, "Oh, we're having a funeral for so and so because we never see them again because they're always with their girlfriend." So, how do you feel about that? And do you feel like you were ever that person?
That felt something. Okay, so I don't think
that ghosted your friend.
Yeah. I was the person that ghosted my friend.
Who? When?
With Derek. I wasn't hanging like I went from like for real, like all jokes aside, like
that is a joke.
It's not a joke.
Like
I went
you
from
ghosted him.
Not ghosted, but I did go from like we hanging out and all of that to up under you a lot.
I can't fully agree because I feel like
you don't think
he was third wheel city.
Yeah, but you got to also think about the times where you got to think about the fact that this like we done moved, we got an apartment together, and within a couple months, all of a sudden, we don't even chill together in this house, like at all. Like you're right, we were third wheeling and stuff, and we did do stuff like a lot, but not like this wasn't like we got our first apartment together. Me and you chilled a lot in my room, while I was at your house a lot and things like that. I can actually admit that.
I can't agree. I mean, maybe you guys were like 24/7 buddies, but
Probably.
But if I ask any of my friends
how much I'm not,
do they feel like that you neglected him, they would say no.
Even when we got the second apartment, who house was I at all the time?
Not just my. You were there, but
I would go there for like, I would get off work and then go over there for like a couple hours, and then I was right back at your house.
yeah,
Right?
sometimes. A lot of times you did come over a lot, but I don't think you necessarily ghosted. Like never available, never hanging out, never doing stuff with your friends. You definitely still went
So
to
you mean,
games
but
with
you
them,
saying ghost
parties with
like I never
them.
seen you again?
No, not never seen. Like, okay, let's say you go from 100% being with your friends down to like, I would say ghosting probably like 30-40%. You ain't do that. You are not that gone. I can't say you were.
Okay.
You probably were like there. Like you probably went from 100 to 75.
Even when I was working and all of
that. Well, working has nothing to do with me.
No, I'm just saying, but my day consisted of work, you, and maybe an hour or so of them, and that was it. Maybe an hour or two during the week, during my work week. I don't, I mean,
yeah, maybe your memory's just a little cloudy.
You don't remember that?
I don't. I don't. I remember you playing the game. You guys over there playing the game.
You don't remember
all
my
the
turkey and egg
time.
sandwich?
No.
You don't remember the egg sandwich every morning?
Oh, that I made?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That was me. I was there I was always there.
Not no, you're pushing it. Anywho, guys, we digress. But yeah, I don't feel like I necessarily ever ghosted my friends. I think, well, not intentionally. I think I was. I had some pressure. Oh man. But yeah, no, I don't think I've ever ghosted my friends. And I understand. I don't honestly I wouldn't be mad if that happened with a friend because I understand once you get in a relationship, the dynamics just change.
Right.
And people enjoy being, um, in a relationship and affectionate with someone so that their time does get split and sent over there. So I don't blame them. I know some people get really offended and jealous and mad when that does happen because they feel like they're losing their friends and their friend is just becoming so engulfed in this person. But I just feel like as long as there's a balance and maybe, it's in the first few phase, like the honeymoon phase, okay, cool. But then it's like, all right, don't forget about us. Or, sometimes go out with your friends and have a good time as well.
Right.
Just a nice balance. All right. So let's see. Let's just do a question. Tonight's going to be a short episode, guys. Alrighty.
Let's see.
So we're doing questions from our favorite deck of cards. The 52 questions to ask before before marriage or moving in together.
All right. We never really asked this question at all.
Okay.
How do you set boundaries around the requirements of your job? And do you equate earnings with success?
Okay. So you guys can answer this below if you are able to type in the chat.
Yeah, I'll repeat it again for y'all. How do you set boundaries around the requirements of your job? And do you equate earnings with success?
Okay. So, how do you set boundaries surrounding the requirements of your job? So, I guess, so is it kind of asking like if your job requires long hours or like, do you think that's the type of like
That's what I'm thinking, yeah.
Okay. I feel like the boundary would have to be like, okay, while you're at work, you get the work done, but once you come home, then it's like you leave work at work. Like you don't bring work home with you. Because especially if you do have to work super long hours, um, and you have a family and stuff. Like if you're single, oh no, even if you're single, I feel well, this is questions to ask if you're married. But I feel like you should still have a work life balance. So setting that boundary to say, okay, like if you have like a boss who's calling you when you're off the clock all the time, or trying to ask you to do extra work that you're gonna not be able to do while you're clocked in. I think setting a boundary would just be making sure you keep work in home life separate, and make sure once you're clocked out, you're out.
So how would you, because we actually had a friend that dealt with this situation, how would you set the boundary if you had a boss that kind of like always had you working over your hours?
Oh yeah, okay, I got you.
Like they like y'all agree that this is the time that I'm supposed to leave, but you always want me to stay longer.
Right. So I would have to have a discussion with the boss. And, first time, it's just going to be like, hey, I don't mind staying sometimes. However, I have these obligations that I have to attend to. And when I'm staying late, I'm unable to handle X, Y, and Z.
Right.
So I would just appreciate it, when it's time for me to clock out, that, I'm not staying, because in the situation he's talking about, they would be staying like an extra 2 to 3 hours over their shift. It's not like 20 minutes or, 15 minutes, 30 minutes. That's one thing. But when it's hours after the shift, like I would have to just have a discussion with the manager. And then if my needs aren't being met, then I may honestly start looking for another job, because it's like, especially if I have a child, or obligations with you, or any other thing that I need to do. It's like, if these are the hours that we agreed upon, I don't need you as my manager piling on more things for your own gain when I have to be somewhere.
Exactly.
What about you?
As far as me with setting boundaries for a job, I just kind of make sure I'm wary about the job that I'm choosing from jump, and understanding the duties that I'm expected, to do. I'm always asked so that I'm aware, and if things start going outside of that, sometimes in the beginning I do extra things, but after a while I will say something. But also I'm gonna say I don't mind doing a little bit extra, but I'm just letting you know if there's a time come where I'm not going to be able to do XYZ, then I'm gonna take that route. If I have to do what I have to do.
Yeah.
So that's just how that goes for me. I try not to nobody really push me past my boundaries too much. I don't think. I have been, but not that much, I don't think.
Yeah. I haven't necessarily been in those type of situations where that's happened. Well, no, yeah. Where I'm working past the time that I expected. And for the most part, I would either let it slide, or I'll speak up and just say, next time, yeah, this can't happen. What was the second part of the question?
The other one was, do you equate earnings with success?
And career-wise?
I don't know.
Or just in general? Well, I guess career. If it's saying earnings, I'll say it in the sense of career-wise. I don't. So okay, yes and no, because I feel like success is subjective, based off of what your goals are. So what you determine to be success, for me, my success may look different than like for you. And so I feel like, I could be doing something I love and be great at it. And, that is me being successful. If I'm like as a naturopathic doctor, helping people and, seeing them get better and healing from their conditions is huge. That would be success for me. Um, but let's say I didn't get paid a lot to do that. In my eyes, it would still be success. However, I do feel like when you're really passionate and great at something, a lot of times the earnings kind of meet that. You know what I'm saying? Like if you're a really great doctor and people like rave about you and have a lot of nice things to say about you, a lot of patients are going to want to work with you. So hi, I'm
Yeah,
Chi
Chi.
Chi. So right now we're discussing, do you equate earnings with success? um, so if I had a lot of people who wanted to work with me, I could set up my um, business to where I am making a good amount and people would be willing to pay it because of how great I am at this job.
Okay. I mean, I hear what you're saying.
But what?
I didn't say but anything.
Okay, so let's say what you gotta say.
I get what you're saying. Um, I guess in the career sense, right? I don't really think about it too much because I think that it's just more so a ladder, and sometimes people try to get to titles or something in the career sense. Um, as far as just life and things like that, and actually maybe not life. No,
Wait,
no.
go ahead.
What?
What's your
What are you
thought?
saying? What?
You said in a career sense, you don't.
Equate earnings with success because you could be you could be in a position where you're doing what you love, and the amount that you're getting paid at this job may not equate to what this other company pays this person, but y'all are doing the same thing, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I'm just saying I don't think it equates. That's why I don't think it equates to success,
Mm-hmm.
because we could be doing the same thing. I could have the same milestones, but a different demographics,
Mm-hmm.
and you get paid more than me
Mm-hmm.
because marketers like to market in that your demographic more than me.
Mm-hmm.
You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But we both are executive producers of a network,
Mm-hmm.
if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I say in career wise. But then I thought I was about to say in life I kind of do, because I do think money is a based on based on the society we live in, um, being able to put yourself in a different environment or different lifestyle and live a different lifestyle is success. Reaching a certain lifestyle and being able to actually maintain in that lifestyle is a success.
Hmm. Um, for so I halfway agree with you. I feel like in life it also depends. Like I said, I think honestly it's all subjective
Mm-hmm.
because someone can be making, let's say, 50,000 a year, like a family could be making
Yeah,
50,000 a year,
and that's why I said
and
no at the beginning. But go ahead.
live within their means and like have a strong, healthy, loving marriage, wonderful children who are
Right,
doing great. They're happy and like that is success for that family.
right,
So if you want more out of life, then your success would be, rated on a different scale. So, like, even what I said with career wise, it's like a yes and a no, because if
right,
you're
right,
doing what you love and you're successful at doing it and you're happy, then that's a success, especially nowadays. Like, having a career that you love
mm-hmm.
is a success, and it doesn't necessarily matter how much you make. But I get what you're saying also, kind of in today's world, especially people trying to make ends meet and, not worry about where their next paycheck is coming from or where the bills are going to get, how the bills are going to get paid, how they're going to have food on their table. I do say like earnings are connected to success in that way because you want to make sure you can always provide for your family and make sure they have a roof over their head, food in their stomach, and
Right.
even, I'm sure some people would think it's successful to provide wants for their family as well.
And no, and I mean, some people could do that on the $60,000 a year. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
just you have to live
And
within
that's
your means.
right. But then there's this other side where where we talk about certain things where like, okay, organic this or this, that, and third. Certain things may be expensive. You get what I'm saying? But you may want it, or you want eventually your children to have all their own bedrooms in the house or something like that. Just those type of things is it that those type of luxuries equate to finances.
Right. Well,
They don't
they
equate, but
are dependent
they're linked
upon.
to finances.
Right. No, I agree. Yeah. You want to do one more card and then we'll call it a wrap?
Yeah. um, we asked this question before, I think, but I don't know if you
Oh
want
no, we can do a different one.
to. Okay. We did this one too.
We did a lot of questions.
It's crazy, huh? Um, I guess I don't think we ever talked about this, and since we kind of in that room, right?
Okay.
All right. This question is: how do you feel about existing debt and about taking on more debt as a couple?
Okay. So in the comments, you guys please, if you can, answer how do you guys feel about taking on more debt as a couple?
Right.
Um, so how do I feel about existing debt? Um, I feel that is something that I am determined to get rid of. And for both of us, I'm grateful that the debt is just school related.
Right.
And um, it's like, it's crazy because that's like the largest um, debt in America is school tuition. Um, so I know we're not alone out there. But as far as existing debt, it's just I am just determined to make sure it's paid off, and that's something that we don't even have to think about anymore.
Right.
What about you for existing?
That's how I feel. I mean, I feel like it's something we shouldn't necessarily have.
Right.
I feel like we was looking forward to things getting wiped out. But
someone made some lies on
right.
their political campaign.
But nah, yeah, that was goals like ahead of time. Like even with me going to school and taking on some, and that's kind of getting into the second question too. Like we kind of talked about it and we kind of set these goals up to kind of already know what our path is going to be, with this debt kind of being in our life and having like even having like, let's say we should be able to knock it off by this time, this many years or whatever the case may be. That's how I feel about the existing. Your mom says avoid it like the plague. Right, you should try to avoid that at all costs. Our Chichi says it really depends on the kind of existing debt. She says education loans are one thing, especially if the job one has comfortably pays them off.
True.
And credit cards, no way.
That is true. And that's why for the longest I didn't have credit cards.
Right.
Because I just feel like besides school, I just had the mindset of if I can't afford it, then I just don't need it.
Right.
Because if I'm putting everything on a credit card and then not paying it off, in the end you're paying more because of the interest rate on a credit card trying to pay the credit card off. And then as far as taking on debt as a couple, I feel like it just depends on what the debt is. So let's say we purchase a home and we end up in a mortgage. Technically, that is something that we have to pay, we're paying on. It's debt that we owe, but it's something that could potentially make us money, or we could have someone else pay for us by having like a renter,
Right.
being landlords. So I feel like if we can turn that debt into an asset, it could be beneficial.
Right.
However, like, yeah, credit cards, no, we're not just going to do credit unless we know like we're doing it for a purpose, but we're paying it right off that month. It's not money. We're not spending money we don't have.
Right, because we do credit cards for groceries, and that's about it, for groceries and food. But then that's paid off every month. So
right, and that's to help build credit.
Right.
And then eventually, for points and things of that nature. But other debts, like I just couldn't take out like these loans, like payday loans or other type of loans like that, because I just feel like they're a scheme to just keep you in debt. What do you think about those? You know how people can like rent furniture?
Rent furniture?
Or I don't know if it's renting, but it's like pay as you
like a rent a center?
Yeah.
I I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it, but I look at it like if your finances are at a certain level, to where it's like we've had a subscription before. You get what I'm saying? Like a TV channel, like one of these Disney Plus or something like that, right? If that equated to your finances like that, go ahead. You know what I'm saying? Do what you do. Because if it come down to you having to pay a couple $100 a month, right? But you make 10,000 a month, do what you do.
So then why not just buy the furniture?
Because they probably don't want to keep it that long. They probably just want to let it go or something. If they got a 6-month lease or something like that.
Okay. Chichi says taking on debt strategically is something to consider. Excuse me. I agree. And she said it exactly, Cha. Thank you. Yeah. Me personally, I probably wouldn't. I haven't done it, so I don't know all the rules that go along with it. Like, let's say you got a couch or something like that, and there's a scratch in it, or like things like that. Do you have to pay for it? Is it insured? Things like that. So just those type of things, I probably wouldn't do. Financially, I probably would either find it secondhand or like on a discount furniture store or something like that. Doesn't have to be the fanciest or the newest if I can't necessarily afford it.
Right.
But I would just try to do what's within my means at the time.
Right. Yeah. If you cannot afford it, and like I'm saying, if that it equates to something like that, if that $200 is gonna put you to a point where that was like your food and everything like that, no, you need to put 100 to the side or something like that. Make sure you eat and save up, and you're gonna have to, for lack of better terms, you're gonna have to thug it out and try to live below your means until you have enough money to get something secondhand or whatever the case may be to be comfortable.
Yeah, and I've been there, done that. When I started medical school, had no couch for quite some time until I could. So I mean, and it didn't bother me one little bit.
You don't even think about it, because when you on your path and on your journey, it's like it doesn't even really matter. Like, honestly.
Yeah. Yep. Well, alrighty, guys. We are thankful that you guys joined us. Like we said, we hope you guys all had a wonderful Thanksgiving. We pray you guys are all staying safe. With all the craziness in this world going on and the new variant and all that stuff. So we just pray you guys are all healthy and safe and full of love. And we thank you guys for joining us. Please make sure you guys like the video on Facebook and YouTube and subscribe to the channel if you have not already. And if you want to follow us, you can follow us on Instagram and Facebook at the Powertrip Podcast.
And if you ever have anything you would like us to talk about
Mm-hmm.
anonymously, you may email us at thepowertrippodcast@gmail.com.
Yes, yes. Well, with that being said, yeah, give us some ideas for other topics you guys want us to talk about. We'd love to kind of talk, just relay, not relay. What is it? Like bounce ideas off of you guys too on what you guys would like us to discuss. Because you guys have brilliant minds and we love your thoughts and what you guys think as well. So just let us know. And then until next time, we are out.
Deuces, people.
Peace.